giving local voices a chance to shine. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan.
Our next guest is Tony Starr with Tony Starr Fitness. Tony is a fitness coach and mentor. He specializes in meal plans and body composition training. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
So tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in West Seattle, kind of a humble beginning, and spent a lot of time in anything musical and hip-hop culture, and did a lot of skateboarding, was always really into like art and graffiti, stuff like that growing up, and of course sports, you would obviously think, and spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up. It's an Italian family. Anyway, I got into fitness at about 19 years old, and I just got sucked in, and I have learned so much from fitness. Just every kind of discipline in my life somehow stems from what I learned in the gym. I've been able to create a really great circle of friends and stuff like that, and I live at home with my wife. We have a doggy daycare out of the house. So
oh, really?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time with animals. Rescue dogs from Korea, find them homes.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is a show about real estate. We ask all of our guests that come on about their growing up experience in the home that they grew up in. And we're looking for fond memories. So tell me about the home that you grew up in.
Okay. I kind of was back and forth between my grandparents and my house on Delridge. And I'll tell you, my house and my grandma's house was in Shelton. And she lived on this bay, and it had a bunch of rocks, like a rocky beach. And then we would go clam digging, me and my granddad. And then we would roast up clams and sit on the deck. And it would be like really, really nice for me. And
that's awesome.
And then in my parents' house on Delridge, it was really weird. They had a loft on top of the garage.
Okay.
And it was kind of like the whole ceilings, walls, everything were a mirror.
Oh, okay.
And it was really trippy looking up there. And when I was a kid, I used to love sneaking up there and hanging out with my friends. And
I was going to say maybe that's where the bodybuilding came from, right? Because you got the mirror to look at.
Yeah, sure. My dad repaired windows, so he had a lot of like glass stuff in the house.
My son's been actually going to the gym and working out. He plays rugby, and he likes to go to the gym and lift. And so sometimes he's just standing there in our mirrors at our home. I'm like, dude, stop. Stop.
You mean you?
Okay, fine. It's me. I'm doing it. So, it's you.
Yeah, how long have you been a trainer?
I'm going on 10 years now. Started in 2010. It's 2019. Yeah. 9.5 years. Yeah.
Awesome. What got you interested in actually going from doing this to training others?
Well, I was working construction with my dad, and work got slow. I was 21, and a friend of mine suggested that I get a job at the gym, just working the front desk. And then I got into management there, and then one of the fitness managers said, I think you'd like training. And when I did construction, it was cool and all, but I'd spend an entire week by myself, and I hated not being around people. And then when I spent 1 month in the gym and just constantly helping people all the time, and it really got me hooked. And then when I helped somebody lose a lot of weight for the first time, and how grateful they were to me and how that made me feel,
you got hooked.
Yeah.
Rewarding, yeah.
Awesome.
Is there a difference in training men or women?
No, there's only a difference in people and their goals. So if a woman or a man has a goal to build muscle, they're typically going to be in a caloric surplus. They're going to lift heavier. Body fat loss is, usually going to be a caloric deficit with more cardio, stuff like that. And then, no, it's goal specific. But,
so you've seen the same results no matter who you're working with, depending on what their goals are.
Yeah. I will say this, actually. Women want to work their glutes a lot more than men. So we do a lot more booty exercises with girls than men, and men are like a lot more into the arms, but that's pretty much it.
I kind of like the booty exercises myself. I'm not being. I like squatting, and I like using my legs, because those tend to be my better muscles. My arms are kind of weak sauce.
Yeah.
So
back to looking in the mirror.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So okay, I heard you say something in there. You were talking about if your goals, then you're going to have a caloric surplus.
Yeah.
So that sounds like McDonald's and lots of extra calories, right?
It just means more calories, not McDonald's.
Oh, okay. No, okay. So you can't. All right, can't do McDonald's.
No,
okay.
never.
Probably not a good call. So how does anybody know how many calories to eat?
Well, I usually will start them at 10 calories per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, let's start with 2,000 calories. And based on the goal, we'll move up 100 calories at a time. And if it's fat loss, we always shift down carbs first, fat second, protein last. It's always most important for regardless of the goal, if it's weight loss or muscle building, to have the protein high. And then if it's muscle building, we go protein up first, fat second, carbs last. See what I mean?
Yeah. So where did all that come from?
That's basic formula. So most people don't burn a ton of fat with a lot of insulin in their body. And insulin, when you eat carbs, it raises your blood sugar. And then you have to move the carbs from the blood to the muscle. And that is insulin. And in the presence of insulin, most people don't burn a lot of fat. Although there's always those guys with those crazy metabolisms. But that's why I always shift carbs first or last in weight gain.
But in weight loss.
But in weight loss, carbs come out first.
Okay.
In weight gain, they go in last.
Okay, cool.
I hear the word deficit. What is that?
Deficit is, so you have what's called a resting metabolic rate, and that is the calories that your body will burn just to stay alive. And that's you just laying in bed, not moving a muscle. On top of your resting metabolic rate, you have your daily calorie burn, which is you walk into the car, mowing the lawn, and working out. And all those together, when you eat less, all those together are burning a certain amount of calories, right? So let's say you burnt 3,000 calories total. Anything less than that is a deficit.
Gotcha. Okay. So the way you're structured, we've got a couple of things out there. We had folks on from my CrossFit gym, right? That's group coaching.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the big box, right? Where you just go in and you kind of fiddle around with the machine. How does Tony Starr Fitness function in the fitness environment? What does working with you look like in the gym?
Okay. Yeah. So I do private one-on-one training, or I do what I call semi-private training. And semi-private training is really popular with me. So it caps out at 3 people, and it's still very personal. There's still meal plans and programming included. And so let's say your set time is at noon, and I don't have anyone else there, then we'll train privately, and you'll still only be charged for a semi-private session. If I have another guy that is doing what you're trying to do, then I will partner you guys up. And the reason that this works so well is because the community that it builds. So I have 2 guys that I train Tuesday, Thursday together. They're working out more than just twice a week. And on the other days, to save money, they'll come in together without me. And then so they've kind of become friends and partners on their own. And then I'm the trainer of both of them.
And it said in here that you do body sculpting. So when you talk to, people come to a trainer for a lot of different things. It's not just weight loss or weight gain, but they want to work on a specific area. Where did you learn that kind of stuff?
Through bodybuilding.
Okay.
Yeah, through bodybuilding. I think what most people want in the gym is bodybuilding, but the word scares them. Because when they think bodybuilding, they think huge muscles. And if you saw what like an all-natural bodybuilding competition looks like, none of them are huge. They just look amazing.
Right.
And so it's lowering body fat and building muscle. And that's pretty much what body sculpting
and
or
it's in a
bodybuilding
balanced
is.
way, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like a lot of times people, they spend time on just, like I said, my glutes or whatever, right? And then the rest of their body isn't as proportionate.
Correct.
So body sculpting would be getting that balance in strength.
Yeah, so we're looking for aesthetics, and we're aesthetics, proportions, symmetry, stuff like that. So now when people think symmetry, they only think left to right. Symmetry is also front to back and top to bottom. So making sure that your legs and your arms match and your shoulders match, and that you have a good small waist and nice shoulders and stuff like that. And that's just what most people want. And with the kind of meal plans that I do, I am able to produce a lot of those results. And so when you create a really good before and after picture, people just keep calling.
Right.
So
yeah, it speaks for itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had times when I'm losing weight, I get stuck on a plateau. What do you do? What do you do to get off the plateau?
So I would say the first thing you should do is call a trainer if you're not working with one. But I see guys in the gym, and I think that they're trying to do too much at one time. And I would say try something different and pick one goal and go for it. So like guys will try to constantly cut, but they'll get so burnt out on trying to cut down. And I'm like, why don't you just take a break from that and up your calories for a little bit and build some muscle and, you know, do some strength goals and, you know, build some good muscle. And when you're ready to diet down, come back around to it later.
So you said bodybuilding was kind of what has gotten you the knowledge that you, the professional bodybuilding. So how did you get involved in that?
I saw a video of a guy. So I'm a dancer, right? And I saw this guy. He did a posing routine. His name is Sean Ray. It was the 1999 Olympia. And he did this routine where every little muscle in his body was calculated. Like he would turn his body and you could see all the way from his neck down to his toes. He knew exactly what muscle was flexing and when it was flexing. And the way he moved his body, it was very artsy and very just soulful. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And when you are able to build these muscles on your body that weren't there, like you have chest and arms and stuff that they weren't there before, you know, and it's really amazing that you can have this kind of project that you're always working on that you can appreciate at any time. So when I was able to do that first contest, I pushed myself so hard. And when you push yourself to depths like that, you learn a lot about yourself. And it's almost like every year I do it again. And it's like a 4-month process for me to kind of hibernate my thoughts and kind of get in touch with myself. And and I just love it.
It's awesome. And that basically has fueled your career.
Yeah.
So it's like you're looking at something, you're saying, hey, I want to do that. I go that. And now you're turning around and helping other people.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I really love that I love the story about it. Now you work out of Ironworks Gym in Bellevue. And so people can go to Ironworks, they can find you, they can go online to your website. But there's a question here that says, do you have any other plans?
Oh, yeah. So I have a YouTube channel, right? And on the YouTube channel, I do a lot of cooking, and I'll do like video logs, like when I go on a trip, I'll video how am I eating well on this trip? What kind of fun things did I do that are active on this trip? Like, you know, go rent bikes in Hawaii, or what I'll eat or whatever. And I want to design a cookbook, but with the way things are changing, I mean, people don't really read books like they did. Right. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of platform I want to use, but that's my big plan. My wife works at Amazon right now. We run the doggy daycare out of the house, right? But we're in the process of trying to open a indoor dog park where we have like
I love that idea. Yeah, I was wondering because, you know, we are in the Northwest, and in the wintertime it gets nasty. And you want to take the dogs to the dog park, you have to put on, 4 layers, get rained on, and then get dog duty on your shoes.
We're going to make it a social environment. We're going to put a bar in there.
Okay, I'm coming. That's a great idea. So let me go back to the YouTube channel, because one of the videos that Tony did was just going through the grocery store and going, hey, pick this yogurt, not that one.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like the beginning of it. And what I like about that is I think probably most of us can relate that when we hit vacation, it's like everything falls apart, right?
Yeah.
We go away and suddenly we can't do it. So having the ability to have that, what is the word I'm looking for? The hacks, right? Travel hacks for eating well would avoid that fear of going back to the gym after a vacation.
Yeah, totally.
So I think that's cool.
And I feel like when I eat too much, garbage, I get into a little bit of a fog. And when I'm on vacation, I want to feel really good. So I do like to get up in the morning and just hit a quick exercise. I'm maybe not on my normal program, but a quick exercise and then go throughout the day because I want to feel good while I'm out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Tony, how do people find you?
Tony Starr Fitness, Star with 2 R's, and you can just look up TonyStarFitness.com. You can Google Tony Starr Fitness. Email is Tony@TonyStarFitness.com.
And the YouTube channel, where's that?
Tony Starr Fitness.
There you go.
So
Pretty straightforward.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook? Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All those great places. Awesome.
Tony, thank you so much for coming in today. All right, you're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan at 1150 KKNW. After the break, we have some more Real Talk and, of course, some great final thoughts. We'll be right back.